How to retire early with these 7 tips. Many of us want to leave the rat race behind and be financially independent. It's becoming more common to make more money, spend less, and quit work early. Early retirement isn't just a pipe dream, it's a real attainable goal. If you want to retire early, or are at least thinking about it, you need to know what it means for you and have a plan to make it happen. Today, we're going to share tips on how you can retire early. But before starting, like the video and subscribe to the channel to keep updated with the latest videos. Number 1. Define retirement. In the past, early retirement was an easy task. Having worked hard all your life, you finally reached the age where you could retire, collect Social Security, and then spend your days doing whatever you pleased. Modern-day early retirees may be thinking of ditching the 9-to-5 office grind in favor of a more flexible schedule that allows them to pursue interests outside of work and yet bring in a steady income. It's not uncommon for people to strike out on their own and pursue careers in fields like consulting or e-commerce. Discovering your own personal definition of early retirement is the first step on the road there. The first step in retirement planning for many people is to pick a number. People frequently say things like, "When my savings and investment reach $1 million, I can finally retire." Now, there are flaws in this reasoning. The key to a comfortable retirement is not a large savings account, but rather the ability to generate a steady stream of income from a variety of sources. An individual who will receive $5,000 per month in pensions plus Social Security will need to save significantly less than an individual who would receive $1,500 per month in Social Security alone in order to maintain the same level of living in retirement. If you want to keep living the way you did before retirement, you'll need an income that's roughly 80% of what it was before. In order to live comfortably in a retirement on a $100,000 salary, the rule of thumb suggests withdrawing around $80,000 per year. 2. What will you do? You should give some serious consideration to your post-retirement plans as you work to define what early retirement means to you. You've probably heard of people who are able to retire early and then go on world tours. There are folks that do business online while on the road. Even though it appears to be a casual way of life, people who have achieved success in this area have put in a lot of preparation. After you get over the initial excitement of retiring early and figure out what you want to do with your newfound free time, you'll realize that early retirement is a long-term investment. Those who wait until they're 60 to retire might anticipate a long and happy retirement, possibly 20 to 30 years. Retiring in your 30s or 40s could add decades to your retirement life. You should make decisions based on your long-term goals. 3. Spend less and save more. No matter how you characterize an early retirement, it is imperative that you put money aside for it while you are still actively employed. Investments in a taxable account in addition to retirement savings vehicles such as a 401k are necessary. There's no such thing as too much savings, so it's important to set a target. If you save and invest diligently while you're employed, you will be well on your way to retiring early. You can put as much as $22,500 into your 401k in 2023. An additional $7,500 can be contributed if you are 50 or older. 4. Set a spending budget. Having a spending plan in retirement is really necessary, and this is true regardless of whether you retire early or at a more typical age. How much money per month do you need to achieve your ideal standard of living? There are always going to be expenses, whether you plan on staying put in your current residence, making a big relocation, or taking a trip around the world. Knowing how much money you'll need to retire comfortably is essential. For this, calculate your total income and savings and then divide it into various activities you want to do. 5. Create a strategy for withdrawal. When and how will you spend your savings? Which accounts will you use? People who retire at the typical age are more likely to benefit from retirement plans like 401ks and IRAs. Money in a taxable account may be taxed, but unlike retirement accounts like 401ks and IRAs, there are no early withdrawal penalties. If you take money out of your retirement account before you turn 59 and a half, you'll have to pay income taxes and a 10% penalty. One option for people in this position is to take a series of substantially equal withdrawals from the retirement plan in accordance with 72T rules. With this exemption, you won't have to worry about paying an additional 10% penalty on top of your regular withdrawal taxes. You'll have to take this money out of your account every year until you're 59 and a half, or for a minimum of 5 years. If you start receiving 72T distributions at age 37, you must keep receiving them for another 22 and a half years. It's crucial to work with a custodian or an advisor who is familiar with these requirements because they are complex and it is easy to make a mistake that could result in costly tax repercussions. 6. Determine how you'll keep health insurance. The rising expense of medical care is a crucial factor that should be taken into account by anyone thinking about retiring early. For people who retire in their 30s or 40s, this means that they will need to acquire health insurance coverage for a considerable amount of time before they become eligible for Medicare, which isn't until they reach the age of 65. When one partner in a marriage decides to retire early, but the other plans to keep working and is eligible for their employer's health insurance, the working partner can include their partner in their coverage. If not, you must immediately begin making preparations for your health insurance needs if you retire early. There are health problems that can affect anyone, no matter how young or healthy they are. Without health insurance, the expenses associated with a serious health issue can derail even the most cautious budgeting efforts. For this, you must set up an emergency fund that you can use anytime. And number 7, think about dangers and make a strategy. The potential hazards you'll face after you retire should be factored into your retirement strategy. Early retirement is loaded with financial concerns. Those dangers become worse if you decide to retire 10, 20, or 30 years early. Inflation and a sustained decline in the stock market are two major concerns. No matter how old your retiree is, inflation is their deadliest adversary. Inflation, even at low levels, can slowly but surely eat away at your wealth. Since 1900, annual inflation rates have averaged around 3%. Your purchasing power will be reduced by half every 24 years at this rate of inflation. Make sure that your source of income can keep up with inflation, even if it's only a small amount. It is crucial to keep an eye on the downside risk in your portfolio if you want to retire early and rely heavily on investment income. The sequencing of retirement returns is a risk factor that might jeopardize a person's retirement plans. The capacity to produce adequate cash flow from investments may be severely compromised if the market has a severe drop right as you begin your retirement. It's crucial to prepare for these and other potential difficulties an extended retirement might bring. Once you begin your early retirement, your planning shouldn't end. Keep an open mind and a willingness to make changes as you progress through life. This may be the single most important factor in enjoying a happy retirement. So, if you want an early escape from a 9-to-5 job, these 7 steps can greatly help you, and it's never too early to start preparing for retirement. This ends our video. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel to see interesting videos. See you next time.